I see something, yeah. Y'all ready? Let's do this.
Let's do it. You're gonna get wet anyway.
All right, who's going on what boat?
Whitewater. The one boat.
Let's do this.
5 of us will go in one boat.
Yeah.
That has 5 spots.
All right.
Turn around, watch me for a minute. I'm gonna go paddle and wedging instructions, all that good stuff. So one of the first things I've got for you.
Shannon had those tacos.
So yeah, one of the first things I'm going to talk about today is, actually, can I go over names real quick? I got Bruce up there. Sammy, that's right, Sammy. Ethan. Jacob.
James.
Ned. Jacob, Sammy. All right, sounds good. So one of the first things I'm going to talk to you guys about is wedging your feet in. So you guys see how there's those hot dog kind of things in front of you there? Those are called thwarts. What you're going to want to do is, when we're going through rafting, you're going to really want to shove your feet in front of those thwarts. The ideal way to do that is that when you're shoved in completely, you should be able to lean off the side of the boat and not fall out. So make sure you really wedge those in. That'll be super important. For you guys up front, what you'll do is you'll take one of your feet, your inside foot. So Sam, you see that one, you have your hand on there. Now the other one, you'll use that and tuck that behind you into the thwart. And then you'll put your other foot in front of you. And you'll kind of use those two legs to pry off against each other. Does that feel good to you? Yeah? All right, so Sammy, everyone look at Sammy real quick. Everyone say congratulations, Sammy.
Congratulations.
You're our new paddle captain for the day. Woo! Essentially what that means is once I'm going to be calling out strokes back here, I'm going to say something like 2 forward, 3 forward. We're all going to look to Sammy, and Sammy's going to be setting the pace for us. I'm going to be counting it out, so if I say 2 forward, I'll also count out 1, 2. It's Sammy's job to kind of listen to that, be paddling when I'm saying to. But we're all going to be watching Sammy, and she's going to be kind of our leader for the day. While you're paddling, we're going to need big, strong paddles today. We're going through some class 3, class 4 rapids today. Could be pretty big, and I'm going to need a lot of power for us to get through safely. So we'll go over paddling once we get on the river. You guys will be just fine. I have plenty of faith. But, yeah, you should. But you guys are the power for the day. I'm back here steering. I can't give you the power, so if you guys want to punch through stuff, you guys need to paddle hard. One thing I like to say is if it feels like paddling is easy, you're usually not doing it right. I think so paddling is kind of a full body activity. When you're in the water, you want to lean forward while you're wedged in, use your core, and then come back with it. It should be very strong. You should feel a lot of resistance from the water, and that should be the way you're doing it. Let me think what else I got for you. If you do feel like you're gonna fall out, try to fall into the boat. It's a lot nicer of a ride than falling out. But also, if you're paddling correctly, say you are about to fall out of the boat, you can use your paddle to kind of push you back in. So if you all put your paddle in the water, kind of do a little paddle forward. Yeah, you can kind of feel how if you're doing resistance right, you can use that to push yourself back in the water. You'll feel a little more when you're not that shallow stuff, you know, but yeah, if you're doing it right, you should be able to push yourself back into the boat if you're doing big, strong, hard paddles. Well, let me think. If anyone feels uncomfortable at any moment, let me know. We can kind of switch back, move it back to me and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys have any questions for me before we get started? No?
Good.
Yeah, so everyone get nice and wedged in. We're gonna just test it real quick. Now try to fall out of the boat. Yep, that looks good. One thing to remember is always make sure you keep your hand on those T-grips right there. See those T-grips right there? You want to keep your hand on those. That way you don't accidentally bump your friend, neighbor in the face in the case of summer teeth. Summer teeth in the boat, summer in the water, summer still in the mouth. Yeah, I think we'll probably get moving in just a second here. We all ready to roll? Let's make like Tom and cruise out of here. One thing to remember is don't paddle unless I tell you to. Since I'm back here steering, it can mess with the paddle with my steering if you guys are paddling without me. Let's go ahead and go 2 forward, 1 and 2. It's not a bad start, not a bad start. We'll work on it a little bit. All right, let's go. 2 forward. 1, 2. There we go.
Ooh, that water's chilly.
Let's go. 1 forward. 1. There we go. Nice strong paddles. Everyone feel nice and wedged in. All right, perfect. So yeah, we've got some class 3, class 4 rapids today. Our first 2 are gonna be the biggest of the day, so get ready for those. We've got what's called Shotgun Rapid and the Dam Rapid. Shotgun should be at a pretty fun level. The dam is just always big. 2. Let's go. 2 forward. 1 and 2. Let's go. 1 forward. 1. 1 forward. 1. Let's go. 1 forward. 1. Go. 2 forward. 1 and 2. And 2 forward. 1 and 2. And 2 forward. 1 and 2. See that osprey coming towards us? Yeah. Coolest bird ever, the osprey. Let's go. 2 forward. 1 and 2. Let's go. 1 forward. 1 and 2 forward. 1 and 2. And 2 forward. 1 and 2. And 2. Let's go. 2 forward. 1 and 2. One forward. 1. All right, everyone get nice and wedged in. Get ready. It's going to be big. Let's go. 2 forward. 1 and 2. Relax. Here we are. Shotgun Rapid. Okay, get ready. Let's go. 2 forward. 2 forward. 1 and 2. 1 forward. 1 forward. 1. 2 forward. 1 and 2. Hold on. forward, 2 forward, 1 and 2. 2 forward, 1 and 2. 2 forward, 1 and 2. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go. Hold on.
Exhilarating. Where are they going?
All right. That was fun. Great paddling, y'all. 1 forward. 1. Alright, let's hang it out here for a quick second. Let's go 2 forward, 1 and 2. 1 forward, 1. 1 forward, 1. 1 forward, 1 little bounce. Woo! Great paddling, guys. That was awesome. Thank you.
How far ahead is the dam?
What's that?
How far ahead is the dam?
Oh, about a little less than a mile, probably. That's coming up quick. Go ahead and go 2 forward, 1 and 2. Yeah, this hot spring's nice. It's usually pretty crowded, but it's a good one for sure. I'll let you know when we're going through Heartbeat Rapids, which is right before the dam. Right? The reason called the Heartbeat Rapids because if your heart's not beating, you don't know what's coming up. Here's kind of the start of the Heartbeat Rapids.
Alright. Hopefully we'll get this.
Let's go 1 forward, 1 and 2 forward, 1 and 2. Let's go 1 forward, 1. 1 forward, 1. Go 1 forward, 1. Let's go 2 forward, 1 and 2.
Reminds me of Icicle Creek over in Wenatchee. Just this area.
What's that?
Like Icicle Creek over in Wenatchee.
I've never spent time out there.
Yeah, it's a lot like it.
Okay.
Exactly like it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've never really spent any time out there. But I'll have to go check it out. Where is it? Wenatchee?
Leavenworth, so it's like the little Bavarian town.
Oh, cool.
Just like if you ski Stevens Pass, it's that pass.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I know that area a little bit. Alright, so these are really the Heartbeat Rapids. Go ahead and go 2 forward, 1 and 2.
taking them all out.
Dig it. All right, get ready, y'all. Let's go. One forward, one. One forward, one. Get ready, get ready. Here we go. Let's go. Hold on. One forward, one. And two forward, two. All forward, tunnel. Hold on. Woo! Keep up. One forward and relax. Oh my Lord! Three punch for me. Let's go. One forward, one, and two forward, one, and two. And two forward, one, and two. Two forward, one, and two. Great job, y'all.
Great guys.
Woo! Now we hit the big stuff, I told you.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one. All right, let's go. One forward, one. One forward, one.
What's that game for?
That's an old, it's kind of like an old ferry cable. They don't really use it anymore. But you'll see, I'm pretty sure this cable is an active ferry. So you see how the water just got a lot more murky?
Yep.
I believe that's because Yankee Fork, I don't know if you guys noticed it, there was a river kind of coming in right back there. And I think it blew out last night, so there's all this like dirt and muck and stuff coming down through it. Yeah, so this one's an active ferry that they use to just get back. I believe it's Forest Service.
That's, yep.
Yeah.
Like for,
But you see that kind of box right there?
yep.
That's the water gauge. So every day when we check the water to see how high it is, that's where they're measuring off of.
Cool.
Yeah. So today it's about, I think it's 6.7 feet high, which is around 4,700 CFS, I want to say.
How high does it get? Like at its peak?
It depends on the year. I've seen it peak around like 8 or 9 feet, which is big.
That is.
That's
So
it.
we're up there.
What's that?
So we're up there.
Well, we're getting up. No, we're in high water for sure. Oh, this is a great time of year to come. This is like when the water's gonna be the biggest, most fun, in my opinion. As the water gets lower, we have to stop running those two rapids altogether, just because it gets so low and technical. Like boats get stuck regularly.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
And we
But-
gotta go through it.
Yeah, you guys picked a great time of year to come. And the next two rapids we have are also super big and fun right now, so don't even think it's over.
Don't even think it's over.
So it's just getting started. Yeah, my favorite my favorite rapid, the Narrows, is still coming up. It's about like a mile long of just straight big waves the entire way. So much fun.
That's a long way.
Oh, it's a long one for sure. Sure. Ospreys are so strong for how big they are. Yeah, they really are incredible birds. I think we're gonna eddy out up here, do a little switcheroo with that boat, and then we'll get going. All right, so right around this corner, we got a big old piece of cake rapid. Now again, once again, you wanna wedge in, paddle hard, because this guy is big and burly. That's kind of one of the arguments between like class 3, class 4 is like, it's a good rating system, but when you say one thing's class 3 versus one thing's class 4, it makes people kind of take the class 3s less seriously. They can be just as big, if not bigger. So let's go 1 forward, 1. And there she blows. Who's excited?
Yeah!
Come on, who's excited?
Whoa!
Good, because I'm terrified. 2 forward, 1, and 2. And 2 forward, 1, and 2. Paddle hard, get ready, and relax, relax. And 1 forward, 1. 1 forward, 1. 2 forward, 1. And 2. Whoa. 1 forward. 1 forward. 1. 2 forward. 1. And 2. Hold on. 2 forward. 2 forward. 1. And 2. Nice job holding on, Sammy.
Yeah!
That last one we hit right there, we call that rodeo hole.
That was chilly.
Great paddling, y'all.
Here they come.
Here they go.
I got it.
Nice.
Yeah!
Woo!
That's what I have to say.
Woo! Textbook. Hey, Olivia, you got some line coming behind you. Got some rope in the water. Let's go 2 forward, 1, and 2, and 2 forward, 1, and 2. Great job, y'all. And 1 forward, 1. All right, how are y'all doing warmth-wise?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Anyone feeling too chilly?
My feet.
Your feet? I don't have anything for feet.
I know. That's why I haven't said anything.
I do have some
Cowboy
fleeces though if anyone's feeling too cold. Just let me know at any time if you need an extra layer. We can pull over, get you those.
Wetsuit's brilliant.
Wetsuits are real nice, yeah.
Amazing.
Let's go 1 forward, 1. So, no answers from Sammy. Who here knows why this is called the Salmon River?
Well, there's obvious, but I doubt that's the answer.
And the obvious answer is probably the correct one.
There's salmon.
There's lots of salmon in it, or there historically were lots of salmon in it.
Down, not so much.
Yeah, so there's a series of 8 downstream dams on the Columbia and Snake Rivers. And what happened, those block current and make it hard for, so what happened, kind of got to figure out the whole salmon life cycle before you figure out how the dams kind of factor in. So when salmon are born, they're called fry, and they're born from these tiny little redds right here in the Salmon River, this stretch all over these tributaries of central Idaho. And what happens is once they're born, they stay in the river system for a couple of years, usually 2 to 3 years, before they eventually make their way 900 miles downstream to the Pacific Ocean. And once they get to the ocean, they become those giant fish. You know, you see at supermarkets, really delicious tasting. Super big fish, but they all come from right here. They're what's called an anadromous fish. So anadromous means they can, once they hit salt water, their body goes through a physiological change and makes them so they're able to process salt water as well as fresh water.
Wow.
So they stay in the ocean for a few years, they get really big, become this really big salmon, feed a bunch of orcas and a bunch of other cool things. And then they make their way back up 900 miles out here to Stanley in these tributaries like Marsh Creek, Bear Valley, the Middle Fork of the Salmon, the South Fork, all these like different tributaries of the Salmon River and Snake Rivers. And so what happens is they use the current of the river to push the babies all the way out to sea, and they use the current to find their way back when they're done. It's incredible that the salmon are able to stay out there for 5-6 years and still be able to come up to within a foot of where they were born, and that's where they lay their eggs and have their babies.
Like they turn that real red.
Yeah, so it depends on the salmon. So that app is a sockeye.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so sockeye salmon are the ones that turn those bright red with those super green ugly heads. Yeah. So in this river we have sockeye. They're not as prominent as they used to be. They're pretty endangered. Then we've also got Chinook salmon. King salmon is what they're most commonly known as.
Those are the big suckers.
Yeah, super big fish. And those are the ones you'll see more often than not. Let's go 2 forward. 1 and 2. And 2 forward. 1 and 2. And so there's kind of 4 H's of the salmon habit, salmon restoration that are the biggest deterrents of why salmon aren't populating or going extinct. So the big one is hydropower, meaning hydropower electric dams. You've got hatcheries and the hatchery programs, which what happens essentially there is you're creating a bunch of artificial inbred fish, which is a good program. It's helping kind of sustain the salmon population, but when those inbred fish, they tend to carry a lot of diseases, and when those mix with the wild population, it can end up hurting the gene pool. Oh, the freedom chicken.
Well, it would have been perfect, right? Don't drink the lobster.
Real stoic looking birds. He's looking at you. Thinks you're a big red fish. Have you ever heard the term swamping is like somebody, that's where it comes from, yeah. Let's go 1 forward, 1. And we'll 2 forward, 1 and 2. Party waves! Woo! Let's go 1 forward, 1. You guys see that big rock up in front of us? Yeah. If you look at that pointy part is a nose, down below it is a mouth, and all the stuff coming off the top is a headdress. Kind of looks like a Native American chief.
Yes, it does.
So we call that one Chief's Head Rock. 1 forward, 1. Woo! Woo! And yeah, party waves!
Yeah.
And then right there at Chief's Head Rock is going to be the start of the Narrows.
Okay.
So hold on, because it's getting big.
Okay.
Everyone nice and wedged in? All right, get ready, it's coming. Let's go 1 forward, 1. 1 forward, 1. 2 forward, 1 and 2. Here we go. 1 forward, 1. 1 forward. Whoa! Woo! Woo! 2 forward, 2 forward, 1 and 2. And 2 forward, 1 and 2. Ooh, ledge hole's looking fun right now. So right here we got Warm Springs Creek coming in. You might smell some sulfur. It's because there's a big hot spring upstream of it. The water itself is cold as hell. 2 forward, 1 and 2. 1 forward, 1. All right, we're gonna punch this hole. Who's ready?
Yeah!
Yeah! Let's go ahead and go 2 forward, 1 and 2. 1 forward. Hold on. Woo! Woo! Great paddling, y'all.
That was fun.
That's the Narrows, baby.
That was cold.
Yeah, true.
Yes,
That's yeah, now it's cold.
All right, let's go 2 forward, 1 and 2. 2 forward, 1 and 2. Tube suck. All right, so everyone, now that we're through the bigger rapids, let's go ahead and put our paddles up in the air, touch them together. Paddle high five. Slap in the water. Woo!